great right about now. Scrolling through Pinterest for hours and writing mental fan fiction of my celebrity crush while I sit here and do nothing. Yeah, but you know what sounds better? Getting stuff done and actually achieving my dreams. Yeah, but know what sounds the best of all? Doing both of those. Hey, I'm Patient Spirit. Welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be learning how to make your laziness work for you. Okay, so if you'll look here, you'll see the very first step of the thing I really enjoy being productive about. This is my checklist for the day. So a lot of people will say schedules, but I really hate schedules. And if you're like me and you hate schedules, checklists are honestly better. Just write out, it'll help you to write out everything you have to do that day in the morning. So you don't have to worry about what am I going to do next? What should I be doing? Am I going to be more productive? No, you know what you're doing, and this is that thing. So as you can see here, I like to write it down. Like there are all these different little things like my essay French or my journal in French that I have to write for French class. And I'll put as much time as I think it takes me. So I might start my day at, say, when did I start my day? Yeah. Replying the discussion board. That was one of the first things I did this morning. So I might put 9 is when I start. So 9:30. I think this is going to take about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to find the next thing that says 9:30. Oh boy, we're all over the place. LAD, which is basically French multiple choice. So I put 9:30 to 11:30. So you just think as long as you think it will take you, and always overestimate. I can't stress that enough. It also really helps to plan out how much work you have for the week and make like a big list of that. So you can just pull from that when you're taking your daily work and just slowly chip away at it. It might be a little difficult for this if you're in public school, because I hear they don't, like in homeschooling we get like, here's the sheet of what you have to do for the week, and it might not be that simple for you, and that's totally fine. So instead of doing like specific objectives, you can target for how much time you think each piece of homework is going to take you. You can even do this on a daily by daily basis. Make sure to give yourself buffers, and honestly, better safe than sorry. Always overestimate the time it'll take you to do things. You'll be so happy when you finish a 30-minute assignment in like 10 minutes than if you finish a 30-minute assignment in an hour. So always overestimate. Step 2, brain health. Okay, you can't function at your best if you're not treating yourself the best. That's honestly just a fact at this point. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to eat good food. If you make a point of eating blueberries and walnuts at breakfast, that will help so much. I can't even tell you. There are so many things packed into blueberries and walnuts. If you eat it, it will improve your brain function like that. It's very nice. It'll also help if you get some sleep. 8 to 10 hours, I think, is what most teenagers should be getting. So if you're not a teenager, I'm sorry, but if you are a teenager, 8 to 10 hours, right? So a lot of people don't get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, and that's okay, but the fact of the matter is you won't function at your best unless you have the right amount of sleep. Did you know that one all-nighter can impair your cognitive function for not 1, not 2, but 4 days? 4 days. 1 night and 4 days. You cost yourself 4 days with every night you don't sleep. And I don't mean to be like a sinners in the hands of an angry God kind of preacher right here, but get your sleep, my dude. You need it. You need it. Okay, so step 3, 0 wasted time. And if you notice, I have this little chart here. You probably can't read it, so I'll read it for you. It says, you are an actor, you are a Christian, you are a YouTuber, you are a growing person, you are a writer. And what this does is it reminds me of each of the objectives that I'm ultimately reaching towards. So what I can do is it reminds me every day I take at least 1 minute to put towards each of the goals, because at most that's like 5 minutes, right? And it doesn't really take that much time. So 1 minute of anything, if you are a writer is what you want to do, you could write 1 sentence a day. That will help you so much more. 1 sentence is infinitely more than no sentences. If your goal is to get fit, maybe it's 1 crunch a day. 1 crunch a day is infinitely more than 0 crunches a day. If your goal is to read more, you could read a chapter a day, or even a page a day, or even like a couple sentences a day. As long as you're moving, it's worth it. It does not have to be much at all, even if it's literally 1 minute of effort. So that's what I say, 0 wasted time. When you have a break between classes or something and you're tempted to just like veg out and do whatever, unless you feel like doing that. If you genuinely feel that that's what you want to do, you can do that. But if you don't, take that time and have something little you can do to put towards your 1 minute of each target. The nice thing about this is it'll chip away at the hard stuff and leave you with more free time, especially if you're using that less time, that like 1 minute of downtime while you're sitting in a waiting room or something somewhere. If you're using that to chip away at your school, it will help you so much. You will realize a difference by the end of the week. Like, I have accomplished so much more by just simply not wasting any time at all. Number 4, don't lie to yourself. Once you finish your checklist, have that be it. I don't care if you're on the biggest kick of the whole wide world, but like once you finish, finish. Let your brain realize that once I finish this list of goals, I can be done. So don't add more onto your checklist once you're done. Listen to Spotify, go take a break, go look at Pinterest. I don't care. Do something. Do what you want. Do what you want after you finish. Let your brain relax and realize that at the end of the checklist, there is peace. There is hope. There is free time. 5, find people who excel and mooch off of them. Okay, so this will help you so much. If you have smart friends, you will be smart. My dad used to have this saying where it was like, take your 5 best friends this year and that's who you will be next year. And I think that's actually pretty wise because you tend to pick up on the habits of the people you're close to or like for example, like have you ever had a crush on someone and noticed you started mimicking their facial expressions? You have like all these little like collectibles from like each person you interact with and you don't even realize it. So one thing that will really help is taking the people you're close to and hanging out with people who are just good. People who are going to motivate you to study instead of going to that one party. People who are going to help you go to that one party instead of wasting time at home. People who are going to help you meet your goals and have fun. Find the people who you want to be and surround yourself with them. Step 6, don't work hard, work smart. People say not to cut corners, but like, I say cut all the corners you can get away with without robbing yourself. Because honestly, you don't need to know all this stuff. You only need to know most of it. If there's a study guide, memorize what's on the study guide. Don't bother with the other stuff. Memorize what's on the study guide. If there's not a study guide, ask for one. The teacher will be really glad to provide you with a study guide because A, it makes it look like you're really working hard, and B, you'll get a free leg up. If she says no, at least you get that teacher cred that's like, oh wow, look at that person. They're trying so hard. They really want to ace my exam. They went out of their way to ask me for a study guide. And then there's part B of this. If you're not focusing, you're not studying. And I feel like this is something that a lot of people don't really get. If you're not focusing, you're not studying. If you are staring at a page like, get into my brain page, bring me the information, that's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything at all. It will not get in your brain. You have to be focused. So someone once told me, you want to say stuff 3 times, write it down twice, preferably in blue ink, because you remember stuff more in blue ink, and then teach it to a friend once. So you teach, then you write, then you say. And by the time you're done that, you'll generally have a pretty good understanding of whatever it is you're trying to teach. Whenever you write it, try to write it in your own words. That helps too. Make sure you understand it, and then not just staring at a blank page hoping that the words magically fly into your brain tomorrow. This also helps it break it into objectives, so it doesn't feel like studying isn't this like insurmountable chore that you just like bash your brain against the rocks for. No, because it's like if you just, once you just complete the objectives, write, say, teach, then you are done. You are done. You don't have to study anymore, and that is how you study. Don't work hard, work smart. Alright, it's that time of the video again. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'd be really happy if you left a comment too, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you share, that would be even better. Okay, let's get back to the video. Step 7, procrastinate with other useful things. Okay, so one thing that I get a lot is I procrastinate like heck. I am so bad at it. I'm just like, alright, let's go. It's like, I've been working on this for 5 whole minutes. It is Pinterest time. Or like, it is time for me to check my YouTube stats one more time, even though I know what they were because I checked 5 minutes ago. I am so bad at this. But one thing that really helped me to procrastinate less was to useful procrastination. I call this technique useful procrastination because that's basically what it is. Procrastinating, but usefully. So you're going to take another project. So you're working on 2 at once, right? So one might be your AP Environmental Science multiple choice quiz, and the other might be the French multiple choice quiz. So once you get sick of French and you're like, oh man, I am so tempted to procrastinate, I just really do not want to do this right now, switch to the other one. And then when you're like done with this, like, oh my gosh, I really hate studying the environmental impacts of fracking, I would really like to be done, switch to the French. And if you feel really bored, you can even throw a 3rd project in there. But what this does is it helps your brain be less exhausted and less like, I need to procrastinate, help me please. And it uses less willpower because you're essentially doing what your brain wants to do. You're like, oh, you want to procrastinate? Okay, we're procrastinating. Look at us go. But you're actually getting stuff done at the same time. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you sometime soon. Bye!